Hello, pretty people. All the pretty people say hi, Teresa. Let me know you're in the building. Hello, pretty people. I got on my pretty people tee. The link is in the bio. If you are a pretty person, grab your pretty people tee. It's in the link in the bio. Yes, the pretty people merchandise. Hello, gorgeous. I love the hearts. Heart me up on Instagram. Thank you so much for being here every Tuesday at 1:30. I do a quick lunch and learn. Okay, that ain't work. I do a quick lunch and learn every Tuesday at 1:30. If you're on my business page, if you are on my main profile page on Facebook, hello gorgeous, or you're on my YouTube. If you're not on my YouTube, subscribe to my YouTube because I've had it and I've just letting it, grow organically. But now I'm actually going to tell you to subscribe to the YouTube. So yes, we can get this party started. So my word of the year is more. So that means I got to do more. I got to show up in more places. I got to utilize more tools. Yes. And so that is a part of what I'm doing. And so if you're not on my YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe. It's my name. On all of my platforms, it is my name because I'm the brand. And so I hope that you enjoy this quick lunch and learn every Tuesday at 1:30 is going down. So if you want some motivation, inspiration, and some business tips, this is the page for you. And so mark your calendars every Tuesday. Go ahead and share it with your business bestie. Go ahead and put an alarm on your phone. Don't forget, if you want actionable business tips, you want tools, you want apps, you want sales tips, marketing, branding, obviously recruitment, all the things to start a business or build a business, this is the page for you. So I will be present every Tuesday, and I'm going to make sure that I give you homework and share what I know for sure. So if you're joining me for the very first time, you're like, who is this chick? Girl, I've been an entrepreneur for almost 2 decades, so I know a thing or two. I built my business initially offline, and I was very successful offline. So I did it pretty quickly, and then I earned all the things. So, I'm credible. I have earned all the cars, the trips, the diamonds, on stage recognition, the money, and it was great until it wasn't. And so I was not, after years of being at the top 2%, I just decided I wanted more. That's my word of the year. And I got online. I didn't want to. I was resisting being online. So if you're resisting something, the thing that you're resisting is probably the thing that you need to do to go to your next level. And so I was like, all right, let me get online. So I got online and I started showing up for the pretty people. And you guys named yourselves. You kept showing up. I was like, oh, this is so pretty. And so you continue to show up. And I was like, well, I'm going to give more content. Well, I'm going to tell them how I became an entrepreneur and how I've earned all these things, and they can too. And so I started doing it every Tuesday in 2019, every Tuesday at 1:30. And you've just grown and evolved to all these pretty people. If you're a fan, a follower, a family member, whatever, you are pretty to me. We celebrate, collaborate, and create great relationships. So hashtag to the pretty people, got on my pretty people take. So yes, the link is in the bio if you want to grab one of those. And so we're going to talk about today, thinking bigger. And so if you don't know, now you know. Oh, thank you so much. So I'm Jerusha, motivational speaker, radio personality, business coach, and social marketer. I help people build their businesses online and offline. I help you generate income by monetizing social media. And yes, and I love it, leveraging and monetizing social media. And I was happy that I decided to do the same thing. And now I teach how that's possible for anybody. Now, the one thing that you have to understand about anybody successful is they're going to do it until, okay? Not until I'm tired, not until I get X amount of followers, not until I get the right camera, not until I get the right, amount of followers. You do it until you reach the goal. And so I just showed up from every single day, posting, showing up every Tuesday live until I started seeing the results I wanted online. And so I'm going to help you think bigger. And so if you follow the broadcast, yesterday we talked about what's your word of the year. If you don't know your word, think about what word will describe your projected year and put your word in the chat. So I want to know about it. I want to hear about that word. So we're going to think big this year. If your personal business plan or goal doesn't immediately intimidate you, it's not big enough. So whatever you said, January 1, 2, or 3, or today, if it doesn't scare the heck out of you, it's not big enough. You're not thinking big enough. And so for me, I'm developing 100 new business partners, social marketers to do what I do in my current industry. So you can put 100 if you want to learn about the 100. I'm talking 100 leaders, 100 families, 100 six-figure earners. Like we're talking like 100 people changing and making a bigger impact, right? And so I've always been focused on this 100. I'm like 100. I've trained thousands of representatives, thousands of consultants, whatever you want to call them, thousands. But I want top leaders that are ready to show up online and ready to help more people. If that's you. You're like, I think I'm ready. Put 100 so you can at least learn about it. So you got to start thinking bigger. And so when I said that, I was like, that's pretty bold to say that you want to help 100 families earn $100,000. Girl, who do you think you are? I'm Jerisha. Girl, who do you think you are? I could do it. If Walt Disney, he was fired by the newspaper editor and they told him he lacked creativity. Disney continued to do what he does best, was follow his dreams, follow his intuition, to think bigger. He continued to dream about the possibilities. And eventually he created Mickey Mouse and Disneyland, and the rest is history. And so if he can do it, and he was much older, right? And he got fired because they didn't think he was creative, and he did it anyway. So stop listening to people who have not done what you want to do. People don't think big because they are satisfied with the smaller achievements that they have in their lives, but not you and not me. So what does thinking bigger mean? Do you think about doing big things? Yes. If you do, put it in chat. I think about it all the time. It's not about just dreaming about it. You got to actually put it into action. It's okay. Let me just give you an example. It's okay for you to think about having a new car every year, every 2 years. Thinking about vacationing when you want. Thinking about shopping without a budget. Hello. Thinking about being the youngest millionaire in your industry or in your niche. Thinking about being a self-made millionaire, the first in your family. Thinking about all the people you can help. Thinking about having multiple homes around the world. Thinking about your summer home or your vacation home. So I've had the opportunity to be at the table with multi millionaires, right? And so, like I said, I earned all these things, and a part of it was I was being mentored by my first millionaire. And so she's pretty awesome. And we were all at the table, and she was talking about, yes, I have a vacation home over here in Florida, and I have a home now in Aspen, and now I have a home in Atlanta. And I was just thinking, oh, I can't wait, so it's okay to think about those things. Whatever you think about, you bring about. And most people are conditioned to think small because what they have been told and experienced in their lives. And so what I want you to do is change it. So they tried to do something big, right? But they failed at it. That's all right. I fail all the time. They tried to pursue their big dreams, but their parents, teachers, friends told them to be realistic. I don't know about this realistic thing. I want to live in a fantasy. Every day I want to live in a fantasy. Okay. Because I tell my boys all the time, you don't have to go the same path as everybody else. I want you to be different. Your mother is different. It's okay if you take a different path. Stop telling people they have to not think out of the box. It's okay if they color outside the lines. I'm not going to punish him because he sees outside of the lines. Okay. He doesn't want to stay in the straight line that you have decided is normal, right? You create your normal. And so I think about all the people I'm going to take shopping on Rodeo Drive. How many of you going on Rodeo Drive with me? Yes, I'm thinking about chartering a private jet for my family and my friends and going to my vacation home. It's okay to think about those things. Now, the question is, what do you have to do to acquire those things that you're thinking about? Think of a problem you can solve. The fastest way to become wealthy is to solve problems. We're in the business of solving problems. I'm a problem solver. I help people build their businesses online, and I help them monetize and leverage social media. I help people have home-based businesses. I'm solving a problem. They want to make money from their cell phone. I got you. They want to earn residual income. I got you. I'm solving a problem. Okay, even if you currently have a business, but you're getting great business tips, right? Because you don't know how to upsell or you don't know how to think big. I'm solving a problem. The only way and the fastest way to become wealthy is to solve problems. So I'm going to share with you 5 ways to start thinking bigger. So how many of you feel like you think big right now? Put yes in the chat if you feel not just dreaming, like you think big and you act on it. How many of you put yes in the chat? Okay, I'm going to share with you 5 ways, okay, to start thinking bigger. Let me see what you're saying over here. 5 ways to start. Yes, big things. Yes, you got to think big to get big, baby. Think big or go home. What you talking about? Say, Jerusha. Yes, yes, I see it. I see it. Yes, the word. Yes, choose your word from yesterday. That's totally fine. How many of you currently put yes in the chat? I'm gonna share my screen on Facebook because I want to show you the 5 ways to start thinking bigger. So if you're on Facebook, I'm going to share my screen, and I want to be able to show you this because I'm a visual and auditory learner. So sometimes I was like, you know what, I'm going to switch it up in 2013. I'm going to share my notes so you can see it and you can write it down, because what you write commits to memory and you retain it and you start moving on that and acting on it. So the first thing is 5 ways to start thinking bigger. Put this in the chat. A pretty person got me, right? On Instagram and TikTok, you got me, right? Visualize the possibilities. Write this down. Visualize the possibilities. Your thinking starts with your imagination. Whatever you can imagine is real. And since you are going to be thinking anyway, you might as well just think big. That's what I do. Like if I'm going to think about a vacation home, I'm going to think big. Where do I want the home? Dubai? Where? I mean, Florida's great too, but where do I really want that vacation home? That's number 1. Number 2, if you're on Facebook, you can see my screen. Okay. Yes. Expand your perspective through reading. They say leaders are readers. Now, I don't physically sit and read the book, but I listen to books. I'm an audible. I just said I like to listen, right? So I like when people are speaking. I find speakers that read books. I find the people that are reading the book to me. So expand your perspective through reading. Everyone knows books that people have always suggested. Anything by, Jim Rohn, anything by, Robert Kiyosaki, like all of these people. So another great way you can transform yourself into a big thinker is to read more. We don't read more. I heard someone say if they put it in a book, you won't find it. And so I'm going to change that. We're going to start reading. That's number 2. The third way, right? You wrote it down. A pretty person just put it in the chat for me. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. Number 3 of the 5 ways to think bigger is to enlarge your dreams by networking with other successful people. That is a big one of mine. The reason I became successful in my businesses, I network all the time. If you are on my page, we just became friends. Girl, I see you. I'm about to talk to you. What's your goals? What's your dreams? How can I help you? Do you want a business? Do you currently have a business? I am going to start a conversation. I'm going to be networking so I can increase my net worth. Yes or yes. So you've got to get out of this little box of people are just going to come to you. Sometimes you're going to have to reach out to the people. I reach out to people all the time because I want to make new friends. I want to have a bigger market of people, right? And so therefore I have to start conversations. I'm a professional conversation starter. That's number 3 to thinking big. And number 4 to thinking big is 10x your thinking. Everybody talks about 10xing their business, 10xing it. First of all, it starts with your thinking, because if you can't even imagine having a multi-billion-dollar business or $1 million business, it's not going to happen, because you first have to think that it's even possible. So if you think you can't, you can't. If you think you can't, you can. So 10x your thinking. If you want to think big, you must 10x your thinking. What is your income goal? Like right now, January started. What's the income goal for the month of January? I got mine written down. I already know what it looked like, so I can see it every day. So 10x that goal. What kind of success are you looking for? I'm looking to help X amount. I got it down. How many people I want to help get started in my personal business toward the 100? I got it written down. You need to 10x your results you want. And so I always go high. You don't want to go minimal. When I ask people, you want to get started in business, and if they say, is money involved? I'm like, you don't really want to get started in business. You always want to invest in yourself. That should be something you're like, I'm ready to invest. You invested in Christmas gifts. You invested in drinks, you invested in a party, but you can't invest in your business or starting one. Doesn't make sense to me. Okay. And then the fifth thing that I will share with you in how to think bigger is get rid of your limitations. There are none. You set your own limitations. Just like Walt Disney, he didn't have any limitations. He knew he was a good cartoonist. And so guess what happened? Disney happened. Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, all of that happened out of his imagination first. So there are no limitations. In order to think big, you must get rid of your limitations. Stop putting a roadblock that stops you from thinking big. You're the problem. You're the solution. You're it, my dear. And so those are the 5 things. Write it down. Pretty person, put that in the chat for me. Those are the 5 things that you need to do to start thinking bigger right now. Not tomorrow, today. Yes, this is your moment. This is your time. Whatever you can imagine is real. If you cannot think bigger, you will continue to have what you have right now. So look at your life. Look at your bank account. Do you like it? I have been speaking to people to start a business, right, with me, and they're just like, oh, Christmas just happened. I don't have the funds. That's the problem. That's not normal that you don't have anything because of Christmas. So we've got to also become these people where we're thinking about the next, not just the immediate. What's next? We got to be thinking about the long term. So stop putting your business on hold. Life is still happening. Your responsibilities are still here. Your family issues are still here. Your health issues are still here after the holidays. That's why you cannot put your business or idea on hold until the perfect time. The time is now. Do it anyway. I showed up online. I am not perfect. I showed up imperfect on purpose so that people can know I'm human just like you. My hope is to shorten somebody else's learning curve. Somebody got to do it. Might as well be me. As long as you're going to be thinking anyway, think big. So the key is that when you choose to think big, you start to attract big things in your life. I started attracting great influencers online. I attracted my new business online. I attracted people who wanted me to speak on stages with them. I attracted that by showing up. So one of the most important characteristics that separate successful people from the unsuccessful is their thinking. That's it. No one's better. The thinking is different. And the moment you change the way that you think, your life, your situations, everything's going to change. Your health, all of those things start with you thinking about it. Successful people always choose to think big. They dream big. They imagine themselves playing big. I'm playing big or going home. Like I'm not showing up to do the same thing I did last year. I'm showing up to change as much as I can and build an empire for the years to come to leave a legacy for my boys. People are naturally attracted to big thinkers. So if you're thinking small, people are like, okay, that's just like a parked car. You just go around. You want to follow people that's going somewhere. So who do I think I am? Like I said, developing 100 new business partners, 100 people that I can help their families and change their lives because I'm thinking about it. I can envision those 100. I see them. Even though, I don't physically see them, I do see them. Does this make sense? Yes or yes? So you got to see it before you see it. Like I said yesterday, you got to seek it. I'm seeking it before I actually physically see it. So let me tell you this about thinking. You got to think and act. The problem is most people say, I'm dreaming about it. Okay, you got to think and act on that thing. Hope is wishing for something to come true. Faith is belief that it will come true. I believe that it's happening. I believe every time I show up, I'm giving a bigger impact. Every time somebody's learning something, every time somebody's getting motivated and inspired to do something, every single time. So every one of us can do it. So what they think, every one of us can do whatever they think they can do. Yes or yes. So I believe that this is going to change your whole perspective when you start analyzing, what am I thinking about on a daily basis? I said this yesterday. Think about what you're thinking about. Write it down. Make it plain. And so if this was helpful for you, you got those 5 ways, okay, to start thinking bigger. There are no excuses this year. I'm going to share with you what I know for sure. So you wrote down those 5 ways to start thinking bigger today. Number 1, visualize the possibilities. Number 2, expand your perspective through reading. Hello. Number three, enlarge your dreams by networking with other successful people. I network every day. Number four, 10x your thinking. Hello. And number five, get rid of your limitations. I think number five is the biggest problem. We don't know how to get rid of our limitations. We stop ourselves from being successful. It's us. It's you. Every single day, I'm up against Jerusha. That's why I'm only looking at infinite players. I am an infinite player. You know what that means? Yes, you know what that means? I'm not playing to beat the competition. Those aren't infinite players. Infinite players are people who play to beat themselves. I play to beat myself every single day. I want to live up to my full potential. And so if this was helpful to you, like Jerusha, I'm thinking big today. Please tag 2 people, share the broadcast. I don't want to be the best kept secret, right? Tag 2 people, tag your business besties right now. Follow the broadcast if you're on Instagram and, of course, TikTok, because every Tuesday at 1:30, I'm going to share actionable business tips with you, because I am so tired of people saying, I don't have the money. We have to create the money. We have to live outside the box. We've got to problem solve. We've got to be the problem solvers. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. So please stop saying, I don't have any money because of Christmas. That's a problem. That's not good. That's a problem. And we're going to change that this year. Yes or yes? Yes. If you with me, say, Jerusha, I am with you. That's me. Yes, I appreciate the hearts. Heart me up. If you love this type of training, make sure you give me some stars. On Facebook, I get to get stars now. I'm like, I get stars. So if you're on Facebook, give me some stars. Show me some love. Give me those stars. Obviously, if you're on Instagram and TikTok, you can just heart me up. But I'm live just for you. If you want to start a business, this is the page for you. Put yes, you want to start a business. If you already have one, just put business. That way I know my followers. If you already have a business, put business. If you want to start a business, put yes. And if you want to learn more about the 100, the infinite players, put 100, or the link is in the bio. Put 100, or the link is in the bio. I'm with you. Okay. Z says she's with me. Yes, we are problem solvers. Z already have a business. So if you already have a business, put business. If you want a business, put yes. Yes, Jerusha. So I appreciate you. I'm just thankful that grace and mercy follow me. I'm Jerusha, and I'll see you on the page. Let's go. Oh, I appreciate you too. Thank you. You look pretty too. It's the collagen.